Razavan for FightHype.com. With me, I've got two of the greatest minds, two of the greatest voices in modern boxing today. One's from the States.
This guy could box now. I could talk wicked.
Not for long.
One's from the States in Paulie Malignaggi, and the toe-to-toe man, Mr. Spencer Fearon, aka The Knowledge. Firstly, I was actually telling Spencer Paulie that the last couple of days I was thinking, you two do amazing reviews, amazing punditry, etc. And just to get you together will be expert for me. And I said to Spencer, can I get it? And he goes, don't worry, I'll get Paulie in the video, no worries. I go, even though Paulie's a bit tired. So we're obviously here at the final weigh-in. Spencer, I spoke to you a couple of days ago, and you didn't give me a breakdown, and you didn't give me a prediction, and you said wait until the very, very last moment. And I want to hear that prediction and breakdown. And I want to know if Paulie agrees to that, and if he has a different opinion.
Right, I was just leaving. That's what I was doing. I was actually going. Paulie Malignaggi said there's weight categories for a reason. In one of your interviews, which I saw, I watch you a lot, you know, Paulie. And look, Paulie's looking darker than me now. These guys caught the sun and everything.
That's summer tans. It's summer tans.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, I mean, I know you're Sicilian, isn't it? I can tell. I do. You're from Sicily. They dark up more than quicker than yeah. I think you do. You do. Hey,
going back Sunday. Going back Sunday.
Right. So I'm saying that Kell Brook, in dealing with someone like Golovkin. I was watching you yesterday on Sky. You're talking about the body shots that Golovkin administers. The body shots are really, really hard and difficult. But if you knew that, like the school of teaching where Kell Brook's come from, the Winkerbank gym, what they would do religiously, but they wouldn't do head sparring. They do body sparring. So everybody would like bang to the body, yeah, right. And that's what they would do.
I always heard Nas never sparred to the head.
Never sparred to the head. He sparred to the body. So so from Kell Brook, from like the age of 7, he was in there getting hit by bigger men. Like he used to move around with Pele Reid. You remember the heavyweight Pele Reid? He was a really big lump. Sometimes Johnny Nelson would move around with these guys. This is when Johnny was a little bit younger, right? And he had hair, a little bit of afro them times, right? Right. So
we all eventually, well, not you. You got
exactly. I'll tell you.
Some of us get older and we lose our hair.
Right. So I'm saying, like, if I'm looking at that, I'm not worried about the body attack. If he's mentally up for it, then we could see a really good fight. The major thing is that we see a very good fight, and I think we're going to see that just by looking at body language and knowing that what Kell Brook brings to the table. I know for years Paulie's been talking about Kell Brook and been bigging him up. It's an interesting fight.
What is going to happen, Spence? You know, you haven't told me that. Paulie has, and you haven't.
What did Paulie say?
I'll come back to Paulie. Let's start first.
What I think is going to happen? People are going to think I'm crazy, right? But we're on home soil. Looking at Golovkin, looked a little bit perturbed. Golovkin's meant to go out and knock out Kell Brook in 7 rounds.
You didn't make much of that, the way Golovkin was today.
Yeah, but I saw that in the Macklin fight. Prior to the Macklin fight, I was out. I watched that fight. I was there, and he looked gaunt then. But I don't want to too read into it, right? Because then, he was ill and like, all right, I don't want to take away anything from what Kell Brook's going to try his best to accomplish. I'm saying the last person to win the first person, to win the middleweight title as being an active world champion at welterweight was Sugar Ray Robinson, right? In 1951. Now, Kell Brook's actually born on the same day as Sugar Ray Robinson, right? And now he's fighting the best middleweight in the world and a big unit who's very well scored. I just got a feeling that Kell Brook's going to win on points.
I don't know, they have the same birthday. That's like writing on the wall type of stuff.
Right, do you understand what I'm trying to say? They're the same birthday, right? So I just got a feeling that Kell Brook's going to win this fight. Split decision points, and people are going to complain.
You think he's going to go the distance?
I'm telling you, I think he's going to distance.
Then both guys could last 12 rounds.
I really do think that Kell Brook is gonna win on points, and people are going to think I'm crazy because look, it's so easy to say, all right, Golovkin's going to knock him out. Yeah, all right, then Golovkin's going to knock him out. But I just got a feeling that Kell Brook is going to
how is he going to do it?
He's going to revert back to the Winkerbank style of that elusiveness that they have, which he's not opted to, because Kell Brook is a guy, he sets his feet. Yeah. Very much like Chris Eubank Sr.
Yes.
Right. But I think in this fight he's gonna
back to the movement that we haven't seen in a lot of his fights.
And I know you were there on Tuesday when he did the public workout and he's doing bits on Southpaw.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
That's right. And I know for a fact, because I speak to Dominic Ingle, they've been watching the fight against when he fought Kasim Umar, even though it's 5 years ago. But Kasim Umar
did give him some trouble.
Thank you very much. And you know Kasim very well, because so do you spar with Kasim?
No, I never sparred with him, but he's very crafty. I know Kasim very well. Kasim showed in that fight that he actually had a lot more left than to just be up doing it for a guy in Eastern Europe. You know, that's the shame over there. Kassim deserved some other fights besides that at that time.
You should. Have you ever thought about going into management?
Am I
advising fighters?
This is a garbage business, Spencer.
I know.
Do I want to deal with these people?
I remember your Diaz fight. Remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah,
do you remember his fight with Diaz?
Do I want to deal with doing business with garbage people? I don't want to deal with that because I don't want to put myself in that position to where I know you're lying to me and I've got a fighter and I've got to take care of a fighter and you're lying to me, and I don't want to be in that position. I really don't. But I'll get myself in trouble.
But what I'm trying to say,
dealing with people like that, I don't have patience for people like that. I don't want to even have the patience to deal with people like that. And then I'll get myself in trouble. What if I jump over the table and choke you or something? You know what I'm saying?
I know.
I know you're screwing my fighter. I know all the tricks. I know all the tricks at this point in this game. I know all the shady stuff that happens in the business. You know, you're not gonna sit there and lie to me, and I'm trying to take care of a fighter. You know, I just rather not be on that side of the business.
Yeah, but there's so many kids or young kids that would benefit from somebody in your position. Because you got to think about it, right? Usually, you know how it goes. Like you get fighters, they box, they make money, they lose money, then that's it. They end up becoming doormen. That's no disrespect to guys who are doormen, right? Now, you on the flip side now, right? Being a fighter, you're still kind of messing around with you're not retiring or not. What you bring to just sitting down with, like, because you're going to sit down with guys honestly. You're not trying to, right? Because
but you can't do everything, is what I'm saying. You know, the guys have a promoter, guys have a manager, guys have a trainer. Guys, you want to do your job, but then you're dealing. Say you become a manager, you're dealing with a guy who has a promoter that never does his job. What are you going to go to the guy's house and put him in the hospital? You know what I mean? You can't do that. You know, it's not the 40s and 50s anymore. You know what I mean? If he doesn't if he doesn't do the right thing by your fighter, then you're stuck trying to do the right thing by your fighter, and you can't do all the work. You're only allowed to do some of the work, you know, and then if you try to do his work, then he'll get offended and he'll sue you, because that's what everybody does now in boxing. It's become a business of snitches and rats. They just sue each other, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's very difficult. I don't want to even deal with it, you know. I would love to be able to help fighters, but it's just I know I can't do everything. I'm never going to be in a position to help a fighter completely, and then I'm going to wind up having to do business at some point with some dishonest people who are screwing that fighter. And how do I deal with it? How do I deal with it with trying to help him now? We hit a wall. How do I deal with it? You know, I'd rather not. I've been through everything in this business. I've seen everything. It's just not my cup of tea. I'd rather broadcast and commentate and talk the sport and try to give my knowledge that way if possible.
Paulie, so Spencer's prediction is, well, feeling and prediction is it's going to go.
Shock.
It's a shock.
He's going to turn the world upside down, Kell.
Yeah, I believe. No, seriously, Kell Brook isn't really meant to go 7 rounds, but I just got a feeling that Kell Brook's going to cause an upset. People are going to think, oh, I'm crazy, or I'm just saying this because I'm a Sky guy, or no, I'm saying this because I really do believe that we have I just think something special here. I mean, I really do.
And Paulie, your reaction, just so that Spence knows what you think is going to happen.
I think Kell's a tremendous fighter, the best welterweight in the world. I just feel like Golovkin has fight-ending power anytime he hits you. Kell is used to hitting welterweights. Golovkin's used to being hit by middleweights. Golovkin is used to hitting middleweights, and they go down fairly easily. Kell Brook's never been hit with this kind of power, and it's not just the power that Golovkin brings to the table. He cuts you off every second of every round. You're going to be under mental duress the entire time, even when he's not throwing at you, just for him presenting at you. Kell's going to have to be pretty crafty. I think in spots, Kell can be crafty enough. And if he can frustrate Golovkin, maybe he can multiply the amount of errors Golovkin will usually make, because right now we never really see many errors from Golovkin, but also he's never behind in a fight. He's always winning every second of every round. Maybe if Kell can take advantage of some of the sharpshooting he's able to do, Kell's ability is able to bring out in the fight, maybe it'll cause frustration in Golovkin, something we never see, and frustration breeds errors, and errors cause you to get hit more. There's a possibility there, but I think ultimately it's only going to be in spots, because Golovkin is a good fighter for a reason. He's going to continue to cut the ring down, and I think there's going to be shots landed that, unfortunately, because Golovkin is so strong, unfortunately for Kell anyway, because Golovkin is so strong, you're not going to be able to take so many of those, and eventually I think it's going to end the fight.
But don't you see, like, on certain times where Golovkin is very, very susceptible to uppercuts?
Oh, he is, and I think he's going to get hit with them.
Yeah, and I think Kell Brook is maybe pound for pound the best guy in the world at throwing uppercuts. He does.
Kell is crafty. You gotta bring out all the tricks. Listen, I think Kell has the ability. If they were both natural middleweights, I think I probably.
I was saying that if this fight was at welterweight, I would definitely say
I think Kell is a more complete fighter, but he's not. He's also not only has he got to deal with Golovkin, he's got to deal with a two-way jump. No matter what you tell me about how much he boiled down to make welterweight, Golovkin cannot make welterweight. Brook was making welterweight. It makes Golovkin the bigger man. It plays into the fight. It plays a part in the fight, especially when you're fighting for 12 rounds, 36 minutes. You know, that size does play a part eventually.
There you have it, a FightHype exclusive. My two favorite pundits in the game. Spencer Fearon going with a 12-round split decision for Kell Brook.
And we're all going to scream robbery, but I don't care. Remember I've told you, remember I told you.
Look for Spencer. Kell shocks the world. I'm looking for Spencer tomorrow night. He's the first guy I'm looking for.
Paulie's going for a late stoppage for Golovkin. Guys, thank you so much for giving FightHype some of your time, and we shall catch up with you very, very, very soon. Spencer Fearon and Paulie Malignaggi.
My man.
No way I'm saying that.
No way.